The tenets of democracy are skills for living in our society that include tolerance, critical thinking and decision-making, thinking together and making meaning, power sharing and empowerment, and individual responsibility and civil involvement with others. More information on this can be found in the Technology as Facilitator of Quality Education model. As a part of a unit on the United States Congress, a high school government class simulates the process of writing a bill in a Senate committee. The teacher implements empowerment when he assigns the students' roles as U.S. senators, witnesses, pollsters, and members of the press. He gives the students the power to express themselves by having them participate in a Senate committee hearing on a proposed increase in the minimum wage. The committee members present their opinions in their opening statements. The hearing gives the students the opportunity to effectively participate in the activity.
I'd like to welcome you guys to the hearings on minimum wage. I'll first start with my statement on what I think minimum wage should be. I am for the minimum wage increase in the United States. The dollar increase over 2 years is much needed to better our economy. With the minimum wage as it is now, a full-time employee would make around $10,700 a year, over $3,000 less than the poverty line. I understand that the raise in minimum wages will not solve all the poverty in the United States, but our workers deserve better, especially when our economy is booming and we need to keep up with the rising cost of life's basic needs.
During the committee hearing, the students demonstrate power sharing. The committee chair makes sure that her colleagues all have the chance to read their opening statements. The clear division of roles gives the students the opportunity to share authority during the hearing.
Thank you, Senator Kennedy. Now we'll go back to the Republican side with Senator Collins.
I believe that raising the minimum wage to $6.15 an hour would be the right thing for the U.S. There are many reasons why I believe this, and I hope the rest of the country can view my ideas with an open mind. For one thing, there are many families that are not receiving the needed essentials in life, such as food, shelter, medication, and education. This is partly due to the fact that certain jobs just do not pay enough in this growing economy, where prices are rising every day and the cost of living is not suitable to many. The raise would directly affect the American lifestyle, and citizens' lives would improve physically and mentally due to the relief of much stress that goes along with the job. I feel education in the long run would be affected greatly by the increase of the minimum wage.
The students have researched the issues surrounding a minimum wage hike in order to prepare for the hearing. One of the students demonstrates critical thinking when she cites some statistics that associate an increase in the minimum wage with a decrease in welfare rolls. She describes the effects of a previous minimum wage increase on welfare, and citing the analysis of the Council of the Economic Advisors, she predicts the effects of the proposed increase on welfare.
An analysis by the Council of Economic Advisors showed that higher federal and state minimum wages were responsible for 10% to 16% of the decline in welfare caseloads between 1996 and 1998. I predict that if the minimum wage is raised to $6.15 an hour, that we will see these percentages dramatically increase.
In addition to expressing their own views, the senators on the committee call witnesses representing various sectors of society. In the ensuing discussion, debate, and analysis, the opinions of the different groups represented are confronted with each other. This demonstrates part of the process of decision-making.
Okay, Mr. Frazee, studies have shown that raising the minimum wage would probably boost the workers' attitude and make them work more efficiently and faster, do better things, and I don't see why you wouldn't want something like that in your business.
That would be good if it would do that, but it's still going to eliminate job openings for the people coming in.
But a raise in 50 cents is only 1/10 of what they're getting paid now, so you'd have to, I don't understand. I mean, it's not like you're adding $5.15 to that wage.
If you have 10 workers working, say I own a restaurant and I have 10 waiters working for me, if you raise it 50 cents times the 10 workers, that comes out to basically one position.
Despite the clash of opinions, the students also demonstrate tolerance as they make eye contact, listen to each other, and make comments which indicate their understanding, even if they disagree. The Senate committee holds a press conference so that senators can present and clarify their opinions and objectives to the public. Members of the press question the senators about their views on the proposed increase in the minimum wage. The dialogue between the committee members and the press demonstrates making meaning. The press conference allows the different opinions of all senators to be presented. and the probing questions from the press give the senators the opportunity to explain their ideas in depth and to positively influence the public and the other committee members.
I'd like to start with Senator Jeffords. You stressed that this will better our economy. Can you explain or give some examples as to how it would do that?
Yes, our economy right now, the poverty line is low, and this would help people get out of poverty, give them more money, people would get off welfare, which would better our economy.
Senator Collins, if we raise the minimum wage now, aren't the prices just going to keep going up and are we going to be back here in the same spot 3 years from now wanting to raise the minimum wage again?
Well, I feel that just from past results from the minimum wage raising in 1996, that there's been a major increase, like I said, for welfare. The percent of welfare people has gone down, So there's been positive results from every minimum raise in the past, and I feel that more positive results would come from the raise in the future.
The students also display tolerance as they listen to each other and use a neutral tone of voice as they ask and answer questions. The students who play the roles of senators have to negotiate a compromise on their minimum wage bill. Students of differing opinions have to collaborate in order to build a consensus and get the bill passed into law. They accomplish this through dialogue. This is another example of making meaning.
I think we should raise it to $6.15 over 3 years.
We want two. We're so far behind already.
I know, but like the small businesses, they can't fit it in their budget over 2 years.
Yeah.
It's a big jump.
And I think a lot of people are affected by small business. I don't know.
If you don't have your small business.
We're not going far.
4.5.
Yeah.
So, sorry.
I'd say
the
$1
maximum
years,
is
that's still
3.
a long time.
I know.
50 cents a
50
year,
cents
that
a
can really
year.
affect someone's budget.
Throughout the entire activity, the students demonstrate individual responsibility and civil involvement with others. Each student has to research the issues involved with the minimum wage, and each has to gather information that is appropriate to his or her role. Each student also has to learn the duties and responsibilities for his or her role and play the part as accurately as possible. The students have to keep in mind the best interests of the group as they prepare for and participate in the activity. If just one student fails to take the activity seriously, the entire simulation would be less effective. The students all have to demonstrate positive participation in order to have a good learning experience.